you ready? I said, are you ready for Let's Talk Whoa Hockey? And now, here are our hosts, Beth and Zach.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the 44th episode of Let's Talk WoACHA, brought to you by 5 in a Game Sports Network. I'm your girl, Beth, joined as always by my dude, Zach. How you doing today, buddy?
Doing good. Just scarfed dinner down. Tired. Did a 3-day road trip with 20 hours in the middle of that, just straight driving to Indiana. So it was
Fun
a good
times.
time, but yeah, fun times. Almost near Fort Wayne territory for your team. So,
Alrighty.
kind of close, but how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Also tired. It's been like a long week and a half, but it is what it is. Got to watch some WoHo on my lunch break, and I'm never ever going to complain about that. So it wasn't a bad day because there was PHF hockey today. So,
Yeah.
can't complain.
No, can't complain one bit.
And of course, I always seem to forget this. So we'll go ahead and do it now before I forget, because I can see it in front of my face. Don't forget to sauce us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at TalkWoHockeyPod. And of course, you should be watching this video on YouTube as you watch Zach drink his sparkly beverage. And that is at Let's Talk WoHockey. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, turn on the little bell, hit the little bell for notifications so you know when our new episodes are released. So you can.
It's a spiked seltzer. Calm down. It's not.
I mean, I have lemonade in my Baby Yoda cup. So.
Oh, well, I mean, there you go. Then, yeah. Well, it's from Sulphur Roots out of Austin, Texas. It's just it was something that I saw at Trader Joe's, and I'm like, you know what? Why not? Let's try it out.
Let's give it a try.
The only time I'll be getting it, though, because it's like $16 for a 12-pack. I'm like, no, I'm good.
You know, that's a little pricey for my taste. So I will stick with my like 24 packs of Trulies for the same price.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, it was just something to try out, but I mean, it's Trader Joe's. You find something you want to try and you'll have it. So I mean, it is what it is.
It's true.
Yeah,
And I
go
mean,
for a couple things, leave with a lot more things.
Leave with a whole lot of things you weren't planning on. The only reason I enjoy shopping at Trader Joe's now compared to other grocery stores is they're like the only grocery store left that has paper bags.
Yeah, the paper bags are pretty good. Even honestly though, like all their branded food stuff they have is actually really good too.
It is.
Like,
it's just expensive and out of the way for me. Like it's not conveniently located.
Yeah, for me it's about a 35-minute drive. It's a little bit pricey, but honestly though, for the stuff you get, it's the quality. It's the quality of the food that kind of makes me feel like, okay, I can kind of handle it because it's not like Whole Foods.
That's why I go to Sprouts.
Like, yeah, but honestly though, like they have this vegan like cheeseburger pizza. Oh, let me tell you, it's like the greatest thing that they have in terms of pizzas. It's super good. It's worth it. It's worth getting if you can find it.
I don't hate on vegan food. I've had some great vegan food in my life, but if there's one thing in my life that will always be traditional in every sense of the word, it is pizza.
Yeah, I mean, it's still. I mean, the only thing that's really different is the meat. It's everything else is the same. It's just.
If it's vegan, then it's got vegan cheese and.
Well, I don't think
no
it's
dairy.
actually vegan. No, it's actually not vegan. I'm sorry. It's like vegetarian something or other. It's just the only thing that's different.
Gotcha.
The only thing that's different is the meat. That's about it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Everything else is the same.
Like I said, I'm not going to hate on any vegan things, but pizza has to be pizza.
No,
sorry, not sorry.
No, let me tell you though, you don't even taste the difference. It's literally eating like a cheeseburger pizza. So don't knock it until you try it.
Maybe one day, but
someday.
it is Monday evening, and there was PHF hockey on today because there was a travel delay for our friends in Minnesota getting to Montreal. As we all know, it's been a little cold the last few days, and much colder for our friends up north. And so they had a bit of a weather delay, but they were able to make things work and they were able to play today. So we got Monday afternoon PHF hockey, which is not an awful thing. And we also had Friday night PHF hockey because we did have the Connecticut Whale go visit the American Dream. And unfortunately, this weekend did not turn out good for our Whale, Zach. I don't know if you kept up with the scoreboard.
I tried as much as I could. I saw the final scores.
Yeah, it was.
You said it was Friday night, correct?
Yeah, Friday night they came to visit American Dream, and they did lose to the Riveters 2-1.
I caught the end of the school because I was at my cousin's wedding Friday night, so I caught the score like afterwards. So yeah, not the greatest night for our Will.
No, and it also was not the greatest night or day for our Whale, I guess you could say, on Sunday as they made the trek up to Boston to visit the Pride. And
of course, it has to be Boston.
It has. I mean, Boston is a wagon this year. They truly are, and they did
honestly,
lose.
It wasn't for Corinne Schroeder, different story, but for the fact that
yeah.
I think she's going to do it. I said 10. I think she's going to do it. I'm sorry.
I mean, we'll get into that in a second here. That the Whale did lose on Sunday to the Pride 5-2. On Saturday, we had the Buttes visiting Toronto. So Michaela Grant-Mentis did make her return trip up north to Toronto. The Six did take Saturday's game 3-0 and showed no mercy on Sunday whatsoever when they faced the Buttes again and took that one 7-2.
See, it would have been better if they kept the score 6-2 because
I know it would have been perfectly poetic.
But
the
Buttes, though, I don't know what the Buttes can't catch a break. It's just because we talked about in the off season. We're like, okay, maybe get some more players in, get some quality. Maybe it'll turn around from last year. And it's just, I mean, we're in February and it's like at some point it's got to click for this team.
It does. Well, I mean, I know it hurts losing your prospective starting goaltender because Cassidy Suave is out for the season. She does have to have surgery. And, kind of she did try to put it off as long as she could, but made the announcement this past week that she was going to officially be done for the rest of the season as she did require surgery for an injury she sustained preseason. So losing that goaltender, who's obviously going to be a big piece of your team here, you kind of build around a lot of that sometimes. That is definitely not an easy blow to a team. So I mean, they're just trying to pick up the pieces and kind of rebuild everything. On Saturday, we did also have the Riveters come in and face the Boston Pride, where Corinne, because I've been saying it wrong. I learned that on a video on Twitter, thanks to Eric Ayala. Corinne Schroeder got shutout number 7 on the year.
Oh my goodness! Like
when the Pride shut out the Riveters on Saturday 5-0, she's having a season. Like
I don't know who said it on Twitter. I think maybe Corwin. I think
it was Corwin.
Yeah, they said it was like the most ever in a season was like 3 for a goalie, and Schroeder
just
with a handful of games left, was like, oh yeah, we're gonna get 7.
Yeah,
like it's nothing. It's like who would have thought the Boston Pride would have found the greatest goalie the PHF has ever seen, and it's like her first season, and isn't it her first season in the league too?
It surely is.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Just gonna go. Rookie, honestly at this point, give her the Rookie of the Year, give her the PHF equivalent of the Vezina, the Hart Trophy.
Yeah,
just
give her
all the at this point, what more can you do? Like, what more can you do as a team when you have to face a goalie like that who's posting goals against average, save percentage out the wazoo, 7 shutouts. Season's not even over yet. It's like at this point, just give her all the trophies.
Like
outside the scoring ones, but it's like, come on.
We're just coming back. Like we're a weekend, 2 weekends removed from All-Star Weekend, and she's just absolutely lights out. I mean, there was the Whale Force game prior to the All-Star game, literally the day before. The All-Star festivities really kicked off, but I mean, she's just tearing the league up. The Pride are They should be counting their blessings for Corrine Schroeder and the magic that she's doing in the net. And not only that, they are mirroring the Bruins goaltender celebrations after wins with the hugs and the jumpies. And I love it so much. Like
I'm here for it.
I'm so very here for it. I saw something on Twitter earlier today. I think it might have also been Corwin. It might have been something else. I don't know. I was lost in WoHo Twitter today, where they said, if the Bruins win the cup this year and the Pride win another Izzy, their season opener next year has to be at TD Garden. It has to.
It has to be. It has to be.
Like, how can it not be at this point? Like, put them out there. Like, show them off. I mean, I wish I watched the Pro Bowl festivities this weekend for the NFL, and I truly wish that the NHL would support women's hockey athletes the way that the NFL was supporting girls flag football, because they broadcast the U17 like final whatever they did it at the Pro Bowl. It was for all the marbles, broadcast on ESPN during all the Pro Bowl coverage. Like,
that's really cool. Yeah, that's really cool that they kind of did that. And honestly, it's kind of nice the fact that they kind of went away from the normal Pro Bowl game and was more just
I kind of dug it.
Games,
I kind of dug it.
Like the flag football stuff. Like that was actually, because I know some people were kind of like, this isn't football. It's like everyone's trashed on it before. It was just a normal Pro Bowl game. Like it was like everyone thought it was a joke. So I do have to say though, in terms of like all the All-Star stuff or the Pro Bowl stuff that's happened this weekend, the AHL absolutely killed it in terms of like skills competitions. The All-Star game is going on right now on NHL Network, but their skills comp, 2 hours of just pure fun.
Yeah,
like, what the NHL did was an absolute joke. It was so chaotic. It was just
the NHL is not allowed to have fun. Remember, Zach? No fun allowed.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
We're not allowed. We're not allowed. But no, I mean the AHL. I've seen some of the stuff on Twitter, just kind of scrolling throughout the day. The Iceman photographer Andrew is actually there with Field Pass taking pictures. With
Andrew Rinaldi and Deanna Weinheimer. So
well, and it was funny because he posted a picture in our fan group and said, "I don't think my pictures from this weekend's games are going to turn out." And he had his camera up against the TV on Flow Sports. This is
that's pretty good.
This is the first like weekend series of games that he's missed, I think, since like the COVID season.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was weird not to have him there and not to see his face, because he's always, walking around getting photos, and definitely missed his shots from this weekend. But I have one of his pictures hanging right here on my wall. It was a Christmas present. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Andrew's really good. And I think
he is.
The fact that we were able to get there and get like a lot of like locker room access stuff and all that. Kind of like we need one of our guys up there, because he runs the whole photography department over at Field Pass. I mean, he's the best.
Absolutely.
To get him up there for the Vol was huge.
Yeah, he is absolutely phenomenal. And then to finish out our PHF weekend, of course, Saturday's game between the Force and the Whitecaps was postponed due to weather. However, the Whitecaps did agree to basically stay an additional day, so they did play today on Monday, which was really kind of awesome. But on Sunday, the Whitecaps did take down the Force 4-1. And then today as well, the Whitecaps did complete the weekend sweep with a 3-2 victory over the Force. So it was really fun to like be on my lunch break from work and like turn on ESPN Plus and watch hockey, because it's not something you really get to do during the week, regardless of what hockey you're watching. Like, you really don't get to like sit down middle of the day and watch a hockey game.
But like we said, when the Whale played on like that Tuesday and Wednesday against Buffalo, we could get used to hockey.
Oh, for sure. And I'm looking at the stats, and I'm going to tell you, most of these things should not be a surprise. I'm just going to go over league leaders right now. When it comes to points, goals, etc., 6 out of the 7 spots are owned by members of the Boston Pride. Lauren Gable leads the league in points with 31 and goals with 17. Elizabeth Giguere leads the league in assists with 14. Lauren Gable leads the league in points per game at an astonishing 2.1 points per game average. Jillian Dempsey leads the league in power play goals with 4. And she also leads the league in game-winning goals, also with 4. However, all hope is not lost for our whale, because Taylor Gerard leads the league in shorthanded goals with 3 on the season. So,
I mean, what you'd love to see. I mean, it's not a lot, but I mean, you love to see it though. At least someone from the whale is like doing something amazing. Of course, it has to be Taylor Gerard.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
well, and in all fairness, so Kennedy Marchment is second in the league in shorthanded goals with 2, and Kennedy is tied with Jillian Dempsey with 4 game-winning goals as well. So,
I mean, it's Kennedy Marchment. Are we surprised though? It's like
it's Kennedy Marchment. Come on,
it's Kennedy have a career Marchment, even though it's only been like a season and a half.
Yeah,
just because.
And this next section of stats, I'm sure none of this will shock, awe, or amaze anyone. Corrine Schroeder is the only goaltender picture on all of the goalie stats on the stat page.
I'm shocked, I say.
I am sure you are just floored at this information.
I am shocked, as they say.
She currently leads the league with a 1.64 goals against average, a .955 save percentage, and 14 wins.
And 7 shutouts. Let's not forget that little caveat.
Yeah. 7 shutouts. Like,
I'm sorry, you're a sub 1.7 goals against, and then 9.55 save percentage. Like, that is like, we thought Katie Burt last year's numbers were absolutely insane.
Yeah, and then the Pride were like, oh look, we found this new one.
Yeah, we found a rookie goalie who can just do about the same or just better. And it's like, okay, who Katie Burt? Never heard of her. And they ship her off. She ship her off somewhere else. Now she's playing with the Revs. And they're like, yeah, no big deal. We got Schroeder now, who's absolutely just killing it. Like, I mean, what do you say to that when you hear stats like that? That's like playing on easy difficulty, and your goalie's like a 90 overall, like stud. It's like she's like, nah, no problem.
The save percentage and shutout that still will floor me and will probably floor me for years to come are from January 21st, when the Pride played the Force and Corrine Schroeder had a 50 save shutout.
Oh my gosh.
50 saves in a game is still impressive, but the fact that it was a 50 save shutout on November 18th, when the Pride played the Whitecaps, she had a 49 save shutout.
Yeah, I remember us talking about that too. It was like, we thought it was insane because I mean, that's really high for PHF to see that many shots. But for the fact that she stopped all of them, that's 99 saves and 2 shutouts.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, it takes goalies like at least a good 3 or 4 games, maybe 5 to get 99 saves. She did that in 2. And it was both shutouts in the process. Like
it's insane. It is.
Like, what's in the Dunkin'? What's in her Dunkin's coffee to make her this good?
Success. They brew success into her Dunkin's coffee. And I'm just sitting here.
I see what you did there.
I'm just sitting here like, she could play like in the ECHL. She could play in the AHL. She could probably play in the NHL. Like,
for the Blackhawks.
Sir. I mean,
come on. Oh, please tell me you would not love to have a Schroeder Blackhawks jersey.
I would lose my mind. I would save every single penny I have ever earned in my life to not only get a Schroeder Blackhawks jersey, but to win a Schroeder game-worn Blackhawks jersey. Like,
basically,
done.
You and Dagger would have to fight each other for that jersey.
We would have to battle it out, and we would have to decide, like, you get the home, I get the road. Like, we would have to figure something out because, like, I would spend every penny. But we did also have our friends in the ACHA come back into action this weekend as well. I'm going to go over kind of some stats real quick, and then we'll hit just a couple games, pump up the friends of the show, give them that WoHockey boost that we like to give. So looking at Division I standings, roll Tech, baby, because Indiana Tech is still sitting right in that number one spot. 48 points, 24 wins, 3 losses, and 1 overtime loss. I mean, things are looking great in Indiana Tech. They're just beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, I know this Wednesday. I think it's this Wednesday. I think
they're having a Hawaiian night.
For their home, and I think they actually just signed a player too.
I think they did just have a commit. Yeah, I think I remember seeing that as well.
Yeah. How about that? The Hawaiian night in Indiana. I mean,
I love it so much. I am not gonna lie. In third place, we do have our other friends at the University of Michigan with 38 points. They've got 18 wins, 4 losses, and 2 ties. Then we've got our friends at University of Michigan Dearborn coming in at 11th place. They've got 12 wins, 6 losses, 2 overtime losses, and 2 ties. The whole ties and shutout wins, it blows my mind. Like ACHA stats are wild, I say. Scroll down just a little bit further down the board here. I do have some absolutely beautiful news to report. Our friends at Lake Superior State are currently sitting 25th out of 31 teams in the league. Their most updated record is they have 6 wins and 14 losses.
Hey, there you go. Hey, that's 4 more wins than that's there you go.
It is, and the goal differential is looking even better. They are a +5 in the goal differential.
So
they are
from -1 to a +5. There you go.
They are the only team in the bottom 13 with a positive goal differential. Watch
out for Lake Superior State.
We haven't talked to him yet, but we've talked about Davenport University. They're definitely having a bit of a rough season. Their updated goal differential is -188.
What's their record?
0-21.
This has to be their first year. You would have to assume.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely not having the season that we would love for them to have, because obviously we want everybody to succeed. We want everybody to play well. We want everybody to get some wins and have a good time out there. But they're definitely having a tough season. If we swing on over to Division II WoACHA women's hockey, we do have Sioux College still sitting high at number 1, still undefeated.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's chasing Sioux College at this point.
Oh, for sure. If we scroll down just a smidge here, your friends over at CMU are rocking in at the 10th position. They have 12 wins, 3 losses, and 1 overtime loss, rocking at 24 points. I mean, they're definitely climbing up there, and we love to see that success for them.
Hey, what they say, fire up the chips. But I mean, the thing for them though is because we talked to Mac about it. I mean, if you hear that record, it doesn't make any sense why they're staying so far down. Because you think with 3 losses, you would at least be in the top 5, not like in the 10th spot. So it's just,
I mean,
it's one of those things. I mean, it's good to see them in the top 10, but we all know that the ranking doesn't match the team record. Because I mean.
Well,
and not only playing out of their minds this year, they're playing amazing hockey.
Not only that, they do have 4 games in hand on Sioux College, and it's kind of the same for a lot of the teams in the top spot here. I mean, Villanova and University of Vermont have only played 14 games so far this season, and they're sitting at 4-5. University of Vermont, their only loss is an overtime loss, so they are 13-0-1. So, I mean, if you kind of look at it, there's some games in hand. There's all that kind of fun stuff going on. So
I know it's just one of those things of just weird rankings and weird. Not the schedule's not being the same and all that. So I mean, you take it with a grain of salt, but at the same time, though, I mean, the record that CMU has right now, you love to see it. And
for sure,
it's just I think max they have like 2 more games. So
I believe that is correct. And then if we scroll down the list just a little bit here, we do find our friends over at Bowling Green State University. They did have a bit of a rough start to things, but things are starting to turn around. They are now 3-12-2 on the season, in 43rd place in the division. So they've definitely had a little bit of a turnaround happen here. And I mean, there are some teams above them that haven't even played double-digit games. So it's definitely
like
it's
another
a
one of
schedule
those.
situation.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Chloe and Jen and all them were BGSU or they're still plugging away at their season. I think it also says like they're kind of like their real start to a season for them as a team overall. So I mean, it is what it is. But like you said, if there are so many other teams who haven't played as much as them, then honestly, it's just one of those. It's a schedule thing. But hey, you have to start somewhere. So gotta give.
For sure. And I mean, like they said, this is for a lot of these teams, this is kind of their first real season that they've had since the pandemic. So there's definitely some rust, there's some growing pains, there's things to figure out, but we love that they are fielding a team. Absolutely love to see that. Over the weekend course of games, Indiana Tech did go visit Adrian College on Friday. They did pull out a 3-1 win. Lake Superior State came down to visit our friends at University of Michigan Dearborn. Michigan Dearborn did shut them out 5-0. So bit of a tough day there for Lake Superior State. But when our friends play each other, we just want everybody to have a good time. If we're just going to be completely honest, we just want everybody to have a good time.
I hope both teams have fun.
Exactly. On Saturday, we had Jenna and the University of Michigan Wolverines go visit Grand Valley State University. The Wolverines did pull out a 4-1 win. And then we also had Lake Superior State versus Michigan Dearborn again. Michigan Dearborn, not as big of a difference here in the lead category. They did pull out a 3-1 win, so not another shutout. We did get a good goal from Lake Superior State, and like I said, they are having a bit of a rough go, but we love to see them climbing up those standings. It was nice not to scroll all the way down to the bottom and see our friends there, so that was always wonderful to see. And then Adrian College came in to Indiana Tech, and Tech did pull out a 3-1 win on Saturday. And then on Sunday, let's see, I didn't get a chance to look at Sunday schedule, so I'm just going to double check and see if any of we got some friends on the list here. So Grand Valley came into Ann Arbor to play Michigan at Yost, and Michigan did pull out a 5-2 win. And that's it for our friends on Sunday in Division 1. So if we hop on over to the Division 2 scoreboard and take a little bit of a scroll here, Bowling Green did play Loyola on Friday, and they pulled out a 4-0 shutout. So congratulations to our friends over at Bowling Green. Those are scores that we love to see, especially, we know you guys have had a bit of a struggle, and we are happy to see some success for you. So definitely want to shout that out.
Oh, I mean, especially since, we know a certain Tendy there did get
we
the shutty.
We do.
Yes, I mean, you love to see friends of the show who are attendees get the shutties. So we're here for it.
For sure. And then on Saturday, Loyola faced Bowling Green again, and Bowling Green pulled out a 6-1 win.
Ooh,
so
there we go. The offense is clicking.
The offense is clicking. The back end is clicking. It looks like we've got some defense going on. We've got some good Tendy stuff happening. Things we absolutely love to see.
I mean, even Kelly's excited. I mean, if you heard that
bark, I heard her. She was very, very excited. Gus is having doggo dreams under the desk right now. So, Ella's not in the giant beanbag. I am shocked. I will tell you right now, I am legitimately shocked that my dog is not behind me. I don't know where she is, and that makes me a little nervous. I am not going to lie. I'm not even going to lie a little bit. When I don't know where she is, I get very nervous. Very, very, very nervous.
Where's Gary?
I don't know, but do you have it full screen? Because for just a brief moment, Jared from the Mile High podcast was in the green room, and now he's gone. I was going to bring him up into the show to say hello to everybody, but he just appeared and then disappeared.
I didn't see that, no.
So, alrighty then. Nice to briefly see our friend in the green room. Don't know what happened to him. I guess he just wanted to come in and then pop out again. So
Surprise.
lots of surprise. I'm here. Surprise. Lots of great things happening over in the ACHA. And then I got to do something kind of cool this weekend. And I know that I told you about it.
What was the cool thing that you did?
So this weekend at the Community First Igloo in Jacksonville, Florida, the Southern Girls Hockey League held a weekend-long tournament and had games Friday night, all day Saturday, and most of the day on Sunday. So I got to stroll on down to the rink and be absolutely blown away because the rink was full of girls and they were hockey players. And I would have loved to have that growing up. Absolutely loved it. But I mean, the Southern Girls Hockey League, they've got teams. There were teams from North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida. I mean, all over the place. And the talent level was great. Like, I stayed and watched a couple games on Saturday. Unfortunately, I wasn't feeling well yesterday, so I didn't really get a chance to go up there, but I followed along as much as I could. And the talent level was amazing. Like, one of the games I watched, it was a 16U matchup. And I mean, they were back checking. They were in the game. The tendies were absolutely phenomenal.
So the tendies were tending?
The tendies were tendying. There was one tendy for the team. They were called the Royals. I don't remember what city that they were from. During a stoppage in play, something was going on, and she just started spinning in circles. I was like, oh, yeah. She was bored to be a goaltender in hockey, like 100%.
She passed the vibe check as a tendy.
She passed the tendy vibe check, and the goalie on the opposite team, she was a little bit shorter, maybe on the younger end. She was just lights out. The final of that game was 6-2, I believe. 6-2 or 7-2. Can't remember the score, but the first goal she let in, I was down on that end of the ice, and she'd just gotten through a 5-on-3. Like, it was now 5-on-4. And there was just a little bit of a defensive breakdown. And she just threw herself back, and her teammates came over and just, gave her a little bit of encouragement, let her know, our bad, it's going to be fine. And I mean, it's great to see this game is growing, but it's not just growing for boys. There is an entire Southern Girls Hockey League.
Yeah, you love to see it. It's amazing.
Love to see it. Hockey in the South. I mean, I know a lot of traditional hockey fans like to dump on the South and how we don't know hockey and we don't understand hockey.
Yeah.
You could not tell that to, I would say, probably the 100 plus girls that were at that arena this weekend.
Right.
Because there were a couple of moments. I watched a video of Coach Nadine from Ohio State. She was talking in a practice, and somebody got tangled up, fell down, and just kind of sold it. And she was like, "Are there any referees here right now? No, nobody cares that you fell down. Get up." Like, there were a couple moments wanted to be like, "Yes, you fell down. The referee didn't call nothing. Like, get up, get off the ice. You're fine. You're okay."
Yeah. It's like no.
It's like, no, really, you're okay. But to see this game growing and thriving for girls, like, that just gives me so much hope for what the future of the PHF looks like, what the future for the women's national team looks like, because you're not just going to see girls from Minnesota and Michigan and Illinois and, New England on the national teams anymore. You're going to start seeing girls from North Carolina, Florida, Arizona, all of these places that are non-traditional hockey markets, but where they're actually taking the time to grow the game.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And they're taking the time to invest in these girls. There was a girl who was I don't want to say she was injured because she did play the rest of the game, but she got hurt and she was down, and their coach absolutely loved her. She was wearing like almost knee-high, like cowboy style boots. She jumped over the boards and like went out there to help that girl. And,
awesome.
Got her up, got her a little bit of encouragement. One of her teammates helped her to the ice. And this coach just marched right on back to the bench. Like she owned the place. And I was like loving this moment. Like
you're just here for it, basically.
I was 100% here for it because she absolutely owned that ice. I have worn cowboy boots maybe twice in my life. Never again. They are not comfortable in any way, shape, or form.
No.
But to be wearing them and then own the ice like that, like, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am. I love you. And they even had a photographer that was there taking pictures throughout the tournament. He was absolutely amazing. I believe his name was Milo Davis. He had like a hockey sweater on that he had like custom made for himself. It said "Protographer" on the back. And
Nice.
He was talking to just like a random parent who was not participating in the tournament because they had like the second sheet was open for normal, like, public sessions, etc. through part of the day. And this dad was just asking questions about girls hockey. And he was like, this is the fastest growing segment of our game.
It really is.
And it's true. Like girls and women's hockey, it is the fastest growing segment in hockey right now.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely here for it because you love to see it because it just shows that hockey definitely can be for almost everyone, and the fact that how fast it's growing too, is amazing.
Well, and I mean, the NHL loves to say that hockey is for everyone. That is their go-to slogan, and we, Zach and I know, if you don't know, hockey is for everyone isn't just about pride. Hockey is for everyone is literally talking about how hockey is for everyone. It is for boys. It is for girls. It is for people in the LGBTQIA community. It is for people of color. It is for people who are not Canadian or American or Russian. It is for literally everyone. If you want to watch hockey, watch hockey. If you want to go to a hockey game, go to a hockey game. I guarantee you will find somebody who will start a conversation with you. Because I've never been to a hockey game where I didn't talk to at least one new person.
Right.
And if you have questions, like find a person in a jersey. Like if you stumbled upon this podcast and you've never been to a hockey game, welcome. First off, like, hi, welcome. But find a local game. You'd be surprised how many hockey teams exist outside of the NHL. In your city, there is probably some sort of minor league hockey. Like, you don't have to go to an NHL game to go enjoy hockey. So find a game. Google hockey near me, and you will find hockey. Go to your local arena. Support the kids playing. You don't have to know a kid on the team to go watch youth hockey. Like, go sit in the stands. Go watch these kids grow and develop their love of the game. It is absolutely astonishing and amazing to see, like, a young kid fall in love with this game. Like that, the moment that it clicks and they just, like, realize that this is the game that they want to participate in. It's amazing. It was also really cool seeing, like, all of these kids come over from the public session to watch these girls play hockey.
That's so cool. You love to see it. That's amazing.
There was only one kid I was worried about. It was the kid who was watching the game and said, I think I want to be a referee. Sweetheart, who hurt you? Like, I don't know if I've ever heard anybody say, I think I want to be a referee.
Are you okay? Did someone hurt you?
Like, who hurt you, honey? But I'm going to get off of my girls hockey is awesome soapbox. It was super cool to see. I cannot wait for next season because Jacksonville will be icing an all girls hockey team. They are the Jacksonville Lunas. Their logo is sick. There's currently a push to get some adult merchandise available. And hopefully one day soon there will be a Jacksonville Lunas jersey on my wall, because it will absolutely go on the wall. I will make room for it on my wall. If I have to rearrange jerseys again, there will be a Lunas jersey on these walls somewhere. So it is super, so that, I mean, maybe we can get some more girls interested in the game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was an exciting weekend for women's hockey. We also had, I mean, we definitely forgot to mention the fact that, like, there were women hockey players at the NHL All-Star game. And Sarah Nurse, ma'am.
Sarah Nurse's goal is just, it was the highlight. Let's be honest, outside of Andrei Svechnikov for the Hurricanes, like, just absolutely killing it on the fastest skater. Nurse's goal was just pure, like, ma'am, that's illegal in some countries, and you need to calm it down. That was too good. That was disgusting.
we needed some warning, but even like at the pressers, Hillary and I was talking. I don't even remember which reporter it was. I just saw a video of it, and they asked Hillary about, you know, what the PHF is doing, and, you know, how that success will translate into women's hockey. And she really put it perfectly. A rising tide lifts all ships. Yeah. The PHF being so successful right now, and the salaries being where they are, that is going to do nothing but make all women's hockey better.
It would be nice if we saw some PHWPA players make their way over to the PHF, and
we have.
I mean, more of them.
I mean, yes, there's always room for more.
Imagine more teams with all those players in the PWHPA. Oof.
There'd have to be a draft. There would have to be a draft.
Oh yeah, they would have to be. But I'd be here for it.
Otherwise, Boston would have every single one of them, and nobody would win a game ever again.
No. It would have to be everyone who came over from the PWHPA. If it was like a mass, like if like that whole league was switching over, then all those players would have to go into a draft.
Oh yeah, there would have to be a draft.
Well, then you would have to also expand too, though, because there's not enough roster spots for it. You would have to expand at least another.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
A 16-team PHF. Whoa.
I would cry the happiest of tears.
Now you would have to do like weekday hockey, because there's no way you'd fit it up. Well, unless you do like 8 games in one day.
Say less.
So much hockey.
Say less.
Challenge accepted for Beth. She'll watch all 8 games in the same day.
I will have PHF hockey on every device in this house.
That's where you would need like the NHL TV's like multi-screen feature.
Oh, I miss it so much.
For the PHF.
I miss it so much.
That was fun.
So much.
Yeah.
So, my friend Zach, where can the humans find you on the internet?
You can find me at OneTrueZach on Twitter. That's ONE-TrueZach. It's actually spelled out like the number 1, not the actual number itself, like the O-meters. You can find me over on Instagram at Zach R. Martin 22. It's been. I was sick last week. I stayed home Wednesday to try to recuperate for the drive. It's been a whirlwind of a week since last Wednesday. So. Yeah, so Zach R. Martin 22 over there on Instagram. If you want to follow my writing, I write for Field Pass Hockey over at FPH Checkers, which covers the Charlotte Checkers AHL team. Beth, where can people find you on the socials?
So on the Twitter, you can find me at Wonder Beffers. This is where it gets a little confusing, friends, especially if you're not watching this on YouTube, because mine is like the word wonderful, not like the number 1, like Zachary over there.
I mean, like, I wonder what happened to the O-meters?
Yes, and I will never let you not do that.
I like how the fact you kind of like goofed yourself up on the finger pointing again.
I did, because I was doing the hands, and then the hands got all confusing, and it is what it is. And then on Instagram, you can find me at Good Better Beffers. You'll see most of my dogs and my cats there, which I'm surprised we didn't have a cameo from Gary today. I'm pretty sure he's sleeping in his cat hidey hole over here. I haven't seen him in a while. So
usually the WoShow brings out the Gary, but
it does, because he loves women's hockey. Like, he is my cat.
Maybe because it's not Sunday. Maybe that's
Maybe.
why.
I think he might be confused. Earlier today, when I was working, he kept walking across the desk and I would like blow on him and he would meow, and it was really hilarious because it was just like on repeat. Like I would just meow, meow. And I'm like, all right, buddy, I guess this is our new game. It's fine. And of course, do not forget to follow our show, Let's Talk Wo Hockey, on Twitter and Instagram at Talk Wo Hockey Pod. So for me, Beth, for my dude Zach, this has been our WoShow, friends. Episode 44. Let's go. We will catch you on Thursday for some hockey talk.
I do have to say though, I know usually we do the hockey, like the Blackhawks player, the one, but because I know it's the WoShow, we haven't done a Blackhawks one in a while. And I would be remiss if we didn't mention Calvin DeHaan. We
do love some CDH. Like, and episode 44 technically should have been a hockey show, but we did take the week off. So Calvin DeHaan, my friend, this one is for you. If you happen to listen to this episode, please unblock my friend at Courtney Dagger 50 at VF Center Ice Pod. She doesn't know what she did wrong and she absolutely adores you, and somehow she's blocked.
She literally has a picture. She literally has a signed jersey from him.
And pictures of him signing the jersey with her. So, Calvin, if you're listening, please unblock our friend Courtney. I will always ask this of you anytime you are mentioned on any show that we are on. So, pretty please, with cherries on top, unblock our friend Courtney Dagger because she loves you. So, we will catch you on Thursday for episode 45, our hockey show. We're back. The boys will be back. Unsure what the vibes are going to be. Probably bad. Hold no high hopes, my friends. We'll catch you on Thursday. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this 5 in a Game Sports Network podcast. Now avoid the selfie and go enjoy your game misconduct. See you next time.